Hello.
Hi,
To begin with, can you say your name?
my name is PHAM Phang Tức.
And can you take us back to 1975?
Yes.
Let's say the beginning of the year.
Beginning of the year,
in the few months before the end of the war.
a few months before the war, in the new year, I would celebrate out to sea on the ship with all my shipmate. We were tankers. I'm on the oil tankers. We were stationed right in the middle of the sea in order to supply all the battleship with fuel. Therefore, we would celebrate right on a ship right on the sea, and we forbid to land.
How old were you?
I was 18 and a half.
And you were part of the Navy?
I was the Navy, yes.
And how long had you been part of the Navy?
I was part of I was the Navy when I was 18. No, a little bit before 18, yes.
And where was your family living at the time?
My family lived in Vĩnh Long, South Vietnam.
And did you spend much of the year at sea?
All my time when I was joining the Navy, I spent all my time at sea, out at sea. I remember I landing maybe one or twice. That was it.
What were your memories of that time?
Memory, I was on the ship as a mechanic. Therefore, we were working day and night hard, very hard, very hard.
How much combat was there?
Because I was the oil tankers, I'm not in battleship myself because all the battleship are surround us. So therefore, I'm not right in the battleship, but it surround us because they protect us because we have field tankers. So we are being protected by all the battleship because we are their lifeline. So therefore, they are protecting us.
Were you under the threats of airstrikes?
Well, North Vietnam don't have any airplane to airstrike us, so therefore we saved it in that part, yes.
And let's take us to April 1975. What were your memories of that last month?
April 75, we sailed from Vũng Tàu Sea, out the sea, sailed from Vũng Tàu all the way to Quy Nhơn, which is north, to supply the battleship, the war, which is going on in front of me. So we board the other ship to supply their fuel. And while we fueling them, they have to shoot in to protect the South Vietnam soldier, which is try to escape the advance of the north. They went to the seashore, and the ship out here have to shoot back in order to protect the South Army that tried to escape. And also civilians try to escape a lot. They go on boat and they came out to us. So therefore, shooting is going on like everything's going on. At you can call it.
So civilians were escaping.
Civilian and armies
were escaping by boat.
They tried to escape to the beach, and then they board to fishing boat and stuff to go out to sea to meet us, to want to go on our ship.
Were they allowed on board?
Some of them are allowed on board, some are not, because we only take army guys. We don't take civilian because there's so many people. We cannot take all. We only can take so much.
And was it like were the seas crowded with boats?
Chaos, thing going on like crazy. You don't know what to say or you don't know what to do. All you say is, you see the guy with the uniform, they are from South Vietnam, they're from the army, we let them on. The one that not uniform, we cannot allow them to go on, but you don't know whether they are the communists or they are on our side or they are on the other side, which is they can jeopardize us while we have to point a gun at. You don't know whether, because like I said, it's shooting everywhere. You don't know what's going on, and it's just a chaos kind of thing. So.
And you sent them away.
Well, we can't accept them.
And they went down south. They went.
Oh, they traveled themselves. Some of them follow us. Some of them they start before us. They kept going by themselves. Yes.
And you also went down south.
Well, because I'm on my ship, so the ship goes south. Yes.
And what happened next?
While we go, was long after that, Winyoung is surrounded, and we lost Winyoung. And then when I go south, I heard it on in the communication that we lost, and we went to. We went past Nha Trang, and we lost Nha Trang. We went past Cameron Bay. We lost Cameron Bay. We keep losing, and we're supposed to go back to Saigon, which is I'm supposed to park right in front of that. What do you call that? The naval command post. We parked right in front there, and while we just boarding, the two airplanes, A-37 bombed the presidential palace. Therefore, because we just boarding, so all the ship that was there, that shooting at those airplane, unfortunately we missed them. That was the first time I ever shoot in Saigon, because Saigon is not a place where you can't discharge your gun that easy.
So you're on an oil tanker.
Yes.
It's not a combat ship at all.
It's not. What we do have guns. Yes.
But you're trained for combat.
We all trained for combat. Yes.
And so you shot up towards the.
Well, we had big gun too, which is that way you shoot the airplane with.
And this airplane, you say that the North Vietnamese did not have an air force.
One of those airplanes are from South Vietnam, but they are what should I say? They join the North. So they switch sides.
These were the South Vietnam Air Force airplanes.
Yes.
South Vietnam pilots.
Yes.
That as they were losing the war, they switched sides.
They might have been mixed in with us. They may have been communists already.
The whole time.
We don't know. But they kind of mix in, and they training with South Vietnam and all that. They act like South Vietnam, and during that chaos time, they want to show their two colors.
How many planes were there like that?
I beg your pardon?
How many of those kinds of planes that were attacking South Vietnam?
During that time, only there two.
The two.
The only two that. But I only see one. I didn't see the others. But I heard there were two. So therefore. We the whole Navy put up all guns and shoot at them, but unfortunately we missed them all because during that time there was no radar or whatever was turned on, so we cannot shoot. We just shoot by eyesight. So. And
you just described the scene of your ship and I guess the battleships.
The battleship around us.
In Quy Nhơn, making their way and were you still protecting? Were you still like shooting inland to protect?
Yes. Yeah.
To protect each of the city that you passed by?
Not while we go on, because we are oil tankers. We do have big gun, but we don't do that work that for the destroyer and all the battleship that does that job, because they only shoot when they were calling for it. Not that we just allowed to shoot anything that we want. No.
But my point is that did the battle follow you all the way down the coast?
After me.
After
because
you went
ahead first before, receding back, and the battleship would deal with that situation. It's not us.
And so behind you, as you were making your way down the coast towards
Yes.
Saigon, Vũng Tàu, and then Saigon.
Yes.
I guess the other battleships were also behind you and
Far away, that you can't see what you can hear.
Converging. Everybody
Yeah,
was converging.
we can hear, but we
Saigon.
cannot see, because you can hear from the communication on the CP and stuff, but you cannot hear. You cannot see. You can hear the gun going off and stuff like that, but you cannot see anything because it's so far away.
And then what happened next?
What happened next is that after that airplane bombed the presidential palace, and that afternoon, civilian people started come to the gate of the naval area. They want to come in, but they was not allowed to. Nobody allowed to come in. They also a lot of army guys, like high-ranking officer, but none of them allowed to come in until probably, I would say, 5-6 o'clock. They permit people to come in, but only the South American officer and army guys that come in. So they come in, and that we got a lot of ship all along the side. They allowed to board, and after that they broke the fence, and then all the civilians come in, and they all allow on board. And around, I say 6, the whole fleet started to move. We heading to the sea, heading out to the sea. During we arriving, from Saigon to the sea, we ran into a lot of people that went board, which we stopped and picked them up. I'm talking about civilians.
From fishing boats.
During that, not fishing boats, but villagers, small boat and everything, they want to go on board. We could stop and pick them up. Yes, all along. But during that time, the radio was announced that President Min then surrender. We heard that, and then the communist guy, which is the sound I recognize as people from the north, would go up and tell us to surrender and turn back and all that, but of course not, because I consider myself still fighting during that time. The war still going on, even though the President Min asked us to lay down our arm and give up, but no, we're not going to give up, and we kept going, and there was order that we are going south to perhaps we call it the number 4 area, and from there. But then again, hey,
Number 4 area is
it from Saigon back. I don't know
southern part of southern part of Vietnam.
Very southern part of Vietnam. We tried to organize and to fight back, but then during that, we kept going to the sea, and then from there the order said that we have to go to the island called Phu Quoc to rudder up, and from there we ruddered up and we pick up more people, and from there we go to another island called Con Sơn, which is far away from land, And that time there was sound that airplane would try to come and bomb us and stuff like that. So during that time it was very tense. All guns are up and pointing out everywhere. And then from there we ride up and we move. We move from there. We rather we get all together in Kong Sơn. From there, we had ordered that we go out to sea, but I was just a soldier. I don't know where we are at sea already. Where are we gonna go? We got no place to go, and then we kept going. And then a few days later, we ran out of food and water. But the American ship surround us, and they give us food and water. And that's when I found out that we go to Philippines.
Can I stop you and ask you a few questions?
Yes.
To clarify? So, when you were in Saigon,
yes,
and the civilians were allowed on board.
Yes.
How crowded was your ship?
Crowded, but yes, there's room to move around.
How many hundreds of people, perhaps?
My ship? Oh gosh. Maybe 1,000?
1,000 people on your oil tanker.
Well, ship is very big.
It's a big ship.
And after that way we were out at sea, we took more people from other ships that so overcrowded, they shipped it over to our ship too. So we took on more people yet.
But now you had 1,000 civilians on board,
yeah.
And I guess all the other ships had civilians. Full, but you were still in battle mode.
Yes.
And you had not given up on the fight yet.
No, we not.
What was the intention what did you want to do with these civilians?
Well, our people, we cannot leave them because they want to come with us, so we have to take them. Our family,
But at that point, in your mind, you were not fleeing. You were not leaving yet.
Yes.
So you just took all these people just to get them out of harm's way.
Well, that question, I cannot answer you clearly because I was just a soldier. I'm just a plain soldier. I'm not a sailor. I'm not a leader of a ship or anything. So therefore, I'm very, very low ranking. I just do whatever they ask me to do. And I know they said take civilians, so I go out there and I pull people on my ship and stuff like that. Man, woman, children, old people. I pull them up because they're pretty quick. Then we pull them up on our ship, and then when we are out to sea too, which is other battleship that full of people, we take them. We put on our ship too. More because we can take more, and then we create, washroom, shower for them and stuff like that on the ship.
Did you wish that your own family was also on board? That you had a chance to take them on board?
I did wish, but I was too busy to think about that. I did wish. I was hoping, but I know my family inland too far south. There's no way I can get in touch with them.
Yeah, they didn't live in Saigon.
No, my family is way south.
Way south. Is that District 4 you say, or the Zone 4?
Vĩnh Long.
Vĩnh Long.
Yeah, Vĩnh Long.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then so you went to Phu Quoc, and you was the plan to regroup and fight?
Regroup in Phu Quoc. That was the plan. Regroup in Phu Quoc. But then during that waiting in Phu Quoc that was dark already. There's a lot of smaller boat, Army and Navy boat came, and some of them are jump on our ship. Some of people on our ship want to go back on land, so they go back on small boat. They go back on land. They want to join their family. So during that time, people cannot make up their mind. They don't know what they want to do. So if there's way to go inland, people would jump on to go inland. Guy that have family, like wife and many kids waiting for them, and guy on the ship that just put beside us. The single guy want to go on there because they want to be fighting again, or they want leaving or something. I don't know what they find out.
And people had the permission to leave. It was not called
No,
defection or anything.
anybody want any permission to do whatever you want. That one, because well, we still under the leader of the captain, but therefore the captain not forcing us to do anything that we not wanted to do.
And you didn't have any thoughts of leaving and to join
I
your
do
family?
not want to go. I do not want to leave. I wanted to fight.
You wanted to fight.
I wanted to fight. Yes.
So when you discovered that you were not fighting, that you were heading to Philippines, what were your thoughts?
Well, in Philippines we still want to fight. Well, first of all, we went to Philippines, but the Philippines not permit us to land. We had so many people on the whole fleet. Food and water was supplied by the American, but it go low. During that time, Philippines do not want us to land. We got nowhere to go. They would talk on all our fleet that we're gonna invade. We're gonna invade Philippines because we still have a lot of arms, and we trained to fight. So if we got no place to go, we're gonna fight our way in. And that was the thought of before we reached to Philippines.
That was among like your fellow
Among the whole
soldiers.
fleet, all the leaders, that we were gonna invade. Well, I shouldn't say invade. We were gonna fight our way in because we gotta live. We gotta survive. Our people got to survive. But then American would broker that if we give up all our arms and lower our flag and put American flag up, they allow us in, which we did. And that was my most regretted of my life.
What did that moment mean to you?
Well, I still think, till this day, I still think I'm a Navy. I still want to fight for my democracy, freedom of South Vietnam. I don't want to give up.
That was the moment you were forced to give up.
That was the moment I was forced to do that. And that's why I kept the flag until the day. I want to fight, and I still want to fight. For the freedom of my people. I'm sorry, I'm so emotional, but that you brought me back that time, and that is my most touching, my most touching moment that I have in my life. And then from Philippines, we boarding. We have to give up all our arm, which is some of it we threw it in the sea, some of it American would come and took it away from us, and then they have they play the last time they play our national anthem on the sea. We lower our flag down, and they have recorded they played American anthem. They put American flag up, and from there we all cry. Every one of us cry. And then from there, small boat, American boat would come and take us to land, and from there they shower us everything. we're not supposed to take any small arm, knife, anything that's sharp. We leave everything behind, and then from there they board us to a bigger ship, which they take us from there to Guam. From Guam Island, I stay there for a while until, like I said, I wanted to go back. So I would sign for that boat that goes back. What the hell that boat? Oh,
There was a boat that was sent back?
yeah, for in Guam. That they go back because they want to go back.
They went back to Vietnam.
Yeah, they go back to Vietnam.
Who was it? Like soldiers?
Soldiers, yeah, most are soldiers, single soldiers, which is because they have their wife and kid back home, so they want to go back. I forgot the name of the ship there. Oh man!
And you wanted to be among that.
I would sign up, but one of my friends said, "You single, you got nothing to tie you up. Keep going."
What was your state of mind at that time?
I was numb. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. I was young. I was stupid, I guess. Whatever you want to say it.
But you were not looking forward to the future.
I would don't even know what future I'm gonna hold. Like my mind was just black. I cannot think of anything. What would I do? If I go somewhere, how can I beg for food? I can't even speak their language. I have no money. I have nothing. What I do? Why I'm going? I want to go back. I want to go back to a place where I know how to, I got nothing. If there's a word called nothing, that's the word, because I got no language, I got nothing. I'm all by myself, and what am I going to do?
So many other people that left Vietnam, even at that time or 1978, 79, they knew they were leaving.
Yeah, they have momentum. They knew they're leaving.
Not you.
Not me. Not me. I got nothing. I don't know nothing. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna be, where I'm gonna be, and all I do is just keep moving on. Just like water, you push me and I just go. I don't know.
But you barely kept moving on. You wanted to go back.
Yeah, I
except
barely.
For this friend
That's why I stayed in Guam for so long. I didn't go until I'm pretty much the last bus that left Guam Island. That left the camp in Guam Island. I was the last bus. I'm not saying the last person. My captain. My ship with my captain got his family. My shipmate. Some of my shipmates left already. Some of my shipmates still there, and we all have the same mind that what we're gonna do. So we stay with our captain. He's our leader. So he stay, and we stay, he stays. So until they said, well, we can close the camp now, guys. We gotta go. So we go on. We don't know where to go.
How long was that you were on in that camp?
I don't know. I was there the first day until the last day. I lost count of day. I lost count of time. I lost count of everything. Like everything was still for me. All the time was just still. Nothing. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. I just stay, and then Americans come and told my captain that we closed up the camp. You guys have to go. Well, there was, I believe there was I think 4 or 5 places that you can go to in U.S., which is California, I believe Texas, I believe Arkansas, I believe there's another place I forgot now. Anyway, you can apply to. You can go there, but we didn't. I don't know where to go. What I'm gonna do? So I just stay until the last minute. They said we gotta go. So where you guys want to go? So wherever. So they ship it to Pennsylvania, where I would stay in the Indian Tau Gap in Pennsylvania for a while there.
Is that another base?
No, Indian Tau Gap is another army base in U.S., which is where they housing newcomers, Vietnamese newcomers, where they house it there.
But it's a converted army base, huh?
Yes, a converted army base. And we stayed there. I stayed there for a while, and then my captain and a lot of my shipmates would get sponsored and laugh. I don't know what to do either. They asked me, my captain come and asked me, you want to come with me or what do you want to do? I said, I don't know. I just stay here. I don't know what to do.
How long was that stay?
I couldn't tell you.
Months?
Probably a month or longer.
At Guam, can you estimate, like maybe you were there for a year?
No, it wasn't
Half
that
a
long,
year?
no. A few months anyway. But like I said, times would steal from me. I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to do anything because I don't know what to do. And then in Pennsylvania, I do the same thing. And finally, and one of my friend, my shipmate, after the captain left, and another shipmate, he's a little higher ranking than me. He lives in Edmonton right now. He said, "Let's go to Canada, because that's way to go back home."
What did he mean by What did he mean by that?
What he mean by that is Canada still. He said Canada is a neutral country, so therefore maybe we're able to go home from Canada. So let's go to Canada, and that is the answer for me. So I go apply to go to Canada, and here I come. I'm in Canada, but he left before me, so he ended up in Edmonton, and I'm end up in Eastern Canada, and I don't know. I'm by myself, and then I met some of the Vietnamese people same time that I am, and they all lost like me. They all not speak English just like me. We all in the same thing, and then there are when we first come to Canada, there's a lot of students, which is from the South Vietnam, but they students that came to live in Canada, in Montreal and Toronto. They came and they all talk communism. They tell us, why are we leaving when our country are unified and under the communist rule are so nice and stuff like that. And we told them, this is what the guy that we fight with. But now you want us to stay with the enemy? There's no way. That's why we left. That's why we're here. If you believe him, why are you going back? Why are you staying here?
But at the same time, you also wanted to go home.
Yes, not go home to live with them. Go home to fight with them.
You still wanted to fight.
Oh, I still want to fight. I still want to fight until maybe after 4 years after I stay in Canada, and I realized that there's no more war for me to fight on. There's nothing for me to fight on. Right now, they control the whole country. So therefore, I give up that and I concentrate on my life in Canada. Because before that, to me, Canada life is just temporary.
So, were you thinking that maybe there's some groups, some soldiers, some military being organized in the jungles or something like that you were
Yes, there was. Yes, there was. There was one of the Navy general in U.S. while I lived in Canada. He's in U.S. He started something, and asked if anybody want to fight. Then I'll go back with him and fight. We start from Thailand, go into Vietnam, and we start fight back from the jungle.
So you knew about about those people
I also joined them, and that's what I did.
Afterwards, but at the time.
After I left Canada.
Yeah, but after when you were deciding that I'll go to Canada because one day I'll go back home to fight.
Yeah.
You didn't know that there were such people.
No, we didn't think of
efforts.
anything. But that time. So this general, he started and he wanted to go. So I wanted to go, and I also joined him. But then again, there was some financial thing going on with his family. That's what I heard. So, you know, a lot of crooked things and stuff because they raised a lot of funds and stuff. So there are a lot of crooked thing, and then he's so disappointed or something. I don't know that end. But I heard was a lot of dishonest and stuff like that. So I better watch myself, which I didn't join him. And he went back to Thailand, and he walked from Thailand to Cambodia, and he got caught in Cambodia. I believe they shoot him in Cambodia. 'Cause the general himself, he was a good person, but his family is not. That's all I heard. But he got killed in Cambodia, or in Cambodia and Thailand somewhere there, because they knew he coming, so they booby trapped him and got him.
Was that when you gave up the idea?
That's when I gave up the ideas. That what make me. There's so many people would sell anybody just for money. There's so many people that would until this day, people, you know, like they forgot. They would cooperate with the communist regime and stuff like that, and I gave up. I gave up a lot of things before I decide to live my life.
How did that feel? What did it?
I'm so disappointed. I'm so disappointed. You know, all I wanted, to live in my country. I don't want nothing. I don't want rich. I don't want to be nothing. I just want peace. I want to live my life at home, where I grew up. But unfortunately, I can't do it. And I'm so disappointed with a lot of people that because of financial, or I would say they'll sell their soul to the devil, and I'm so disappointed. I don't know what to say anymore on those people, and I just.
You mean people who were like who corrupted those
Well, even
fund-
now, I mean, people in general now that you know, they forget that they because financial, or they would cooperate with the regime and stuff like that. But to me, it's still first, even though 45 years. But to me, it's still first. To me, I do not want to cooperate with the regime. It's for the fact that they so corrupted. They you know, they don't protect our people, our land. You know, that to me, that's not right. What's right is our people. It's gotta be. Our people have to have right to live.
So when you were in Montreal and Toronto, and it seems like you were quite lonely in
I
having
was
these
lonely.
thoughts.
I was lonely. I was all by myself.
And
There was a lot of students, like I was saying. There was students, and maybe they graduated already, but they didn't want to go back. And they come to me and tell to me about the communists. And I should join the communists. They should join them, and for the unified Vietnam and all that stuff. And I just look at them. I said, "Man, you don't know what you're talking about. If you so believe in them, go back, and with them and live with them and find out for yourself. I believe there was one guy, he was a doctor, his wife also a doctor in Toronto that I met. I told him that, he said, I'll do that. He went back with his wife. His wife, I remember, I remember he from the accent. I know he from the North region, but his wife is from Binh Hoa because I remember she's from the South. I only want to talk to people from the South. I don't want to talk to people because to me, it's, the North are the invaders, so I don't want to talk to the people with the North accent too much. But his wife from Binh Hoa, so I talked to her, and I said, why is he so gun-ho about communism? She says, well, I have my husband, I got to follow him. I don't want. But then they both went back with the kid. I believe within a year and a half, he was escaping Vietnam, go to Malaysia. From there, they got sponsored over back here. He go through the whole process again to go back in Canada. And I met his wife. I said, oh, I heard you guys go back. Oh, why are you here again? Didn't you go? He said, yes, we did, but we just escaped. We come back again. So he walked up. That was the doctor that I remember. Been a long time. I don't remember his name, but I remember. I met his wife again. But there was many guys that I met that in Montreal, in Toronto, that they are students, that they come here by the support of South Vietnam. They come here, they betray us, they join the Communist Party, and then, I don't know. Those people, I got no saying for those people.
And what about yourself? What did you do when you came to Montreal and then you moved to Toronto?
I went to Montreal, but no, I didn't stay in Montreal. I went to Toronto. Didn't stay in Toronto either. I went to London, that's why I settled. London, Ontario, that's why I settled. I met so many beautiful people there, Canadian people who brought me in and helped me out, and I talk about mentally and no financial, but mentally they helped me a lot.
Who were these people? How did you meet them?
Well, a couple of my root, which is I had in the picture there, a couple of my root friends, they are Catholic, so they were lonely too, and they went to church one day. This family, the man himself, he's a Second World War vet, and his wife and his kid went to the church himself, and he noticed some people different in his congregations. So he found out that I was Vietnamese people, and then my friend walked back to the apartment, and he was driving car with his family. He would stop and he talked. He asked where we lived, so we told him where we lived, and then he said, "Well, come in. We'll give you a ride home." From there, he gave us a ride home. From there, he come visit us, talk to us, invite us to his house, and we become one of his family. And that's what I'm talking about. He's not rich, but he's wonderful family.
Was he just an ordinary citizen?
He's just an ordinary citizen, yes.
He wasn't a church leader? Or...
He's not a church leader. He's just ordinary. He's just ordinary. But he took all of us in mentally. He helped us a lot with, I'm a vet too, and I know how you guys feel, just, mix in. And he showed us what to do and how to live, Canadian life and stuff like that.
By mentally, do you mean that he listened to some of your conflicting thoughts about?
Yes, he listened to us. He listened to like our feeling and stuff, and then he'll tell us what to do because he'd been through it when he was serving in the Second World War in Europe, so he knows how we feel about leaving our family behind. and he knew all that, so he tell us a lot, and he come join his family. Well, almost every weekend we come to his house, and just act like a family member. And so I call them mom and dad. Until this day, I still contact with them. Well, they passed now, but their children, I still contact with them. They were just a wonderful, wonderful person.
Besides them, did you receive any help from government representatives or settlement agencies or anything like that?
At first, I came. There was I don't know what they call it now, but before they called manpower. There was the gentleman named McMahon. He used to help us at first to settle, like get out of apartment, go to Goodwill to get some necessity, some old clothes, which is we go home, we gotta cut them up and with the knife and try to stitch up whatever we can so we can have something to wear, which is okay. No big deal, but it's nice.
Did you receive any money to help you live in the
Well,
first?
my manpower gave us some money, not much, but yeah, he gave us some money. Yes, I remember we barely made it every week, but every month. But I mean, we make because we a whole bunch of us cram into an apartment. All the single guy, all the army, Air Force, Army, we all cram in. I believe we each of us got a 3-bedroom apartment, but each bedroom there are 2 guys, so there's 6 guys in the 6th bedroom, and we would cram in there. We would live together, and then we share everything together, and we buy food and we all cook it just like the old days that we in the Navy. One day you cook and I clean dishes or do this one, do what, and then that's how we live. And then there were 3 apartment, which is 6 in the apartment. So that the 3 of us, 3 room of us, we when we find something different, we would tell each other. There was no Chinese food then. Well, there's no Vietnamese food, but there's no Chinese food also. So there's nothing. So what we eat, we usually buy the big bread like this, and then we buy sausage, and then that's how we eat. And then one day, this guy said, "Oh, I found this store. They don't speak English. They had broken English too, and like us, and they sell sausage, bread, but they also sell rotary chicken." So and afterwards, a German store, they sell that. So we go buy that, and then we look around, and that they had a little tiny Maggi soy sauce. So we bought that, and then a little can of hot pepper vinegar. And I remember the first day I seen that, I bought that little bottle of soy sauce and a can of pepper and a ring of sausage and a big bread. I eat all that for one dinner, the whole thing, for one dinner. Because we long for the food. That was a long time since we left Vietnam. That was pretty much the first food that we had something to taste with.
That tasted like Vietnamese food.
Well, close to, yes. The soy sauce and the peppers, of course, yeah. But that was a long time.
And did you get any ESL classes? ESL English
Yes,
training?
I do have ESL classes. I attend 3 months. But then, I want to find work.
What was your first job?
My first job was making belt buckle for pilot. I'm talking about the strap, and they had a little belt buckle. That's what I do, but at night. I got a graveyard shift night, and I was lonely, and I didn't want that. I need people around me. You know, I'm all by myself. The whole company, the whole night, I'm by myself. I must well kill myself. I can't do that. Yeah, that's what some guy talking about suicide himself already. During we staying in London there.
Oh, of your group?
Yeah, out of the roof. Because we was so lonely, no money, no nothing. So there was talk about suicide, kill ourselves. I said, why kill ourselves? I'd rather die in the battles. In the battle, I'm not dying like this, lonely. I said, come on, guys, lift up.
You describe a scene of a lot of camaraderie. You know, 2 to a bedroom, 6 to a unit, 6 to an apartment, 3
Yeah.
apartments together, and yet one of your pals felt so
Well, we all
lonely.
lonely, we all homesick.
You missed
Yeah,
your
because
family.
you know English is very very small. Like we barely speak English. So every time we go, pretty much we go together. You know, like everything go together. We go shopping together. If somebody goes like by themselves, they find something, would come back and tell us. We all go there. You know, we go there buy something. So we were lonely. We were scared. There's no word to describe that. You know, I was sleeping in the middle of the night. I woke up. Well, I'm in a dream. In daydreaming.
Was it okay? Was it possible to contact your family at home?
Then no. No.
No letters?
No, during that time, they didn't accept anything. Well, that's worst thing yet. During that time, worst thing yet, the post office was on strike, and the bus was on strike. Everything what we do walking. That's it. We do everything walking, just like the old days back in Vietnam. Everything walking. There's no contact. No, nothing. As soon as the post office opened, I keep sending what do you call that telegram back home, but there's no return. And now, after so many years 1990, I go back to Vietnam to visit my mom still. My mom's still alive. Then I went back to visit my mom. I asked my mom, I said, when was the first time that you received news that I'm still alive? She said 2.5 years after 1975, 2.5 years after. And I put your picture up already. So you are 2 years into remembrance already. So I consider myself dead already by my family. Because we all lost contact for so long. They thought I'm dead.
They put your picture up on the altar.
Yeah,
like with the ancestors and all that.
Yeah, all that is gone. Yeah.
So how long did you live in London for?
I lived in London since I believe the end of '75 until summer of '79. I moved out here.
So those 4 years, what did you find a stable work?
No, I only found one work, but then I didn't like that one. But I stayed for a while until I heard that in Sarnia they have a foundry that they may find people in Sarnia, Ontario. That was American Motor Foundry. I went down there, I got a job, so I worked there until I got laid off. That's when I moved out here.
You worked in steel or?
Foundry, steel foundry,
Steel foundry?
which is American Motor. I don't know if you recall it. That the car company that make engine block, but American Motor no longer exists. No.
You held that job for how long?
Oh, maybe 2 years until I got laid off because they didn't. American Motor went downhill and then they closed up. So, and then I heard out here that they have oil booming during that time. That's why I come out here, and I worked in oil.
How was it? How easy was it to find a job here in Edmonton?
Out here, It's so easy you wouldn't believe. Down in Ontario, we use the word job hunting. Up here, I took the train out here. I landed in Edmonton in the afternoon, and one of my friends drove from his house from the train station to his house. He said, go by. He said, oh, let's go up by this company. It looked like there's a lot of car here. So he stopped. I walk in. I see the receptionist. He said, where you going? I said, I'm looking for a job. You give me application. I said, you don't need application. You go down there, you see the guy name. So she told me the guy name. I walk by myself. I seen his name on the door. I walked in. I said, I'm looking for a job. When you want to start? I said, well, I just got off the train. You know, he wanted me to start right away. I said, no, I'll start tomorrow. I just get off the train. He said, okay, come back. See you 7. So I come back 7 o'clock. I work there. So easy that I don't fill my application until maybe 2 months after I work there. Just like that.
What kind of work was it?
I would millwright. Like I said, I'm a Navy mechanic, so I was a heavy duty mechanic. They took me on an oil field right away, and I worked there since. Yeah.
Did you stay in that line of work for a long time?
In oil field, I worked until 1982. That's when everything go down. And then now I'm in food industry. I'm still doing my training, my work, which is millwright. My training, yes.
You're still a millwright, but in the food
industry.
Food
yeah.
industries.
Yeah.
And so finding a job was easy at that time, but what about finding an apartment or language?
Oh, during that time, finding a job is so easy. You don't need application to find a job. You don't need application to fill out application to get a job. But you do need application for a place to stay. And you don't get it right away. You maybe wait for a few months before you get sometimes wait till 6 months to get an apartment.
No vacancy.
No vacancy during that time. You work on this side of the fence, the other side of the fence, the boss says, come here, how much they pay you? And then you tell them, oh, I'll pay you more, why don't you come over here? They need people with trade and labor too during that time. So that's how bad it is. It's so easy to find work here. You drive on the road, out of Ontario, you roll all day long, you don't see a help wanted sign. But when you go out here, help wanted sign everywhere. And you can pick and choose whatever you want. You work one place you don't like, you can go to the next.
And where did you how did you find a place to stay?
Well, I worked for a while because I stayed with my friend at first, and then at the minute that I, get on my feet with some money, I went and applied for apartment. I remember I applied for maybe a month after I get a apartment, and then yeah.
By yourself?
By myself, of course. But I already know one of the girls in Ontario, so then I got an apartment. I phoned her to come out, join me.
And now, 1979, there are a lot more Vietnamese people here.
Not much. There are some, but not much. Not much. I would say in the hundreds, maybe a few hundred.
More so than back in London. More
Yes.
so.
Yeah. Yeah, but when I moved out here too, I didn't know there was a Chinese store here until maybe 6 months after I found out from another there was a small Chinese store in downtown, which is, they hardly have anything in there. But I mean, it was crowded with Vietnamese people every weekend. We have a lot of money. We make a lot of money out here, but there's nothing.
How long did it take for you to feel at home?
In Canada, at all, it took me maybe 4 years after I stayed in Canada before I feel at home.
So by the time that you came to Edmonton.
Yes, yeah, because of, like I said, because of that family helped me. Because since I'm the youngest in the group, and I also adapt so fast in the group, so I feel at home faster than most of my other friends. Some of my other friends, even until now, they don't feel at home because they by themselves. They marry, and now they all marry, and but they still don't have family connection. So therefore, they still don't feel at home yet because they're not fulfilled that part.
In those years and in the years that you were in Edmonton, did you ever get a chance to do more training, do more schooling for?
No, I don't. No, I don't. I never done any more schooling and never any more training. Besides, like small things like first aid and stuff. I took a lot of training myself, which is at night, like small stuff like decoration, hobby stuff.
But you ended up in the same line of work that you were.
No, it's not. No, I took all kind of things, just hobby like bartending, decoration, flower arrangement, garden stuff like hobby. Like for me something that beside what my job is, I need some entertainment.
But you didn't need any career training.
No.
Because you were in the same career as like
at
the skills
first until now.
And the same
field,
skills as you were in Vietnam, like the same
Yes.
line of work.
Yes, same line of work. Yes. Yeah, I still do until this day.
What were the you've described for me quite a lot of obstacles and struggles in the first few years. What would you say are the biggest ones?
Struggles? When I first come to Canada, that's my most struggle. Because I had no money. I don't even have a watch. And I had the shoes that are all broken, and I wear my uniform all broken, and then until, I go, they take me to a second store that they give me some clothes. Oh, I don't have no money to buy, which they give it to me, and I take it home, and some of my friends, he's so good at his hand, he would take the knife and cut some off, and then we put together, we use, if we have thread, we do the thread. If not, then we use the staple to staple it together. So we live. We got nothing. I don't even have a watch. I don't have nothing. Not even $1 to my name. And no English. That's the most part. No. You can't speak English. You sit still, just like jail in the apartment. You don't know what to do. There's nothing to do. We got nothing. So you sit, and then if we get together, we always talk about our family. We talk about food. We crave for, and that's all we talk. Man talk, all other stuff, or let our mind wander all about Vietnam. Nothing out here. Nothing that we know over here. And every time some people bring it up about Canada, how life, think about the future, we just get so upset. We just get up and go back our room, because we don't know what to do. Even if we said, so what's the future for us? We just got up and we don't know what to say. We don't know what to do. It's so disappointing, or should I say upsetting, or I don't know what the word you want to say it. But
bleak, huh?
Yeah. It's just that lowest of the low. Like there's no other lower than that.
No
you
hope.
Can go. No hope. No hope, no nothing. No nothing. Until we meet that family. That family would dust us up a little bit, tell us what to do, and show us where to go and get some stuff, and they help us out, point us out, where to to get grocery, where to buy this, where to buy that. Before we have to do sit in an apartment, wait for Mr. McMahon from Manpower would come and take us. We would choose a field. Each room about have one person to go because the car is small. So each one guy would go with him to go grocery shopping and bring it back, and that's what we use. We just like jails, like the institutions that know nothing. We just we're not afraid to step outside the apartment when we do something wrong. And that the even though we are, we are Army and Navy guys, and armed forces guy, and we brave. I mean, when you go to this country, and that first winter in Canada was so harsh, so much snow. You don't know what to do. We don't have no warm clothes. What we have is we brought it with us. Some guy that's flip flop. Like whatever you have, and that's whatever you use until we had something. We had the second-hand store, and that's all there's. A lot of people come after, like what's so-called boat people. At least they have some support group here built up for them already. At least they have something waiting for them when they come here, like warm clothes, jacket, shoes. Some of them even have some Vietnamese food in fridge ready for them when they first come, because of people that before them would show them, where to buy and stuff like that. But for us, they're absolutely nothing. And what can I say? It's just like there's no word to describe it. It's just so. And then, like I said, some guys said, "Well, I don't want to live like this no more. I can't take it no more." I said, "Come on, man. You enforce it, brave. Come on. We all have to cheer each other up. We all have to raise each other up by telling each other, just be brave. Just try to shelter this out. Things are going to pass." And that's what we did.
Well, and now it's 40 years later. If you look back, what do you think of the life that you've made for yourself?
Well, I'm proud of what I have, even though it's not much. But I do proud of what I have. I do proud of. I help a lot of people, which is that's what I am. And I have a family. I have a wife, even though it's late. I have a 19 years old and a 16 years old. Even at my age, I'm starting very late because, like I said, all my life I've been waiting for something. That's all I have. Now I'm waiting for the day to die. Nothing I can do.
You said that you help a lot of people. Would you get involved in the community and stuff?
I do get a lot involved in community. I always get involved with community. I help a lot of create something, do something for the community. And therefore, because I figured that my responsibility when a first batch of people come to Canada, and I have the responsibility to start something for the people after me, to have something, to feel at home, away from home, which is they left behind.
So can you give examples of the things that you did to help the community?
Well, I used to be involved with VIT Association, which is I'm no longer that. I'd help create the Buddhist temple, the Vietnamese Youth Association. I helped to create that. Unfortunately, it doesn't go the way I feel it is, but it's still there and it still operates strongly. And there, there are for a lot of older people go there to have spiritual, healing, and they do, they do most of them. They do homesick, and that's why they go to the temple to have a community touch something. I think in that theory, I think I help a lot of people in that.
When did you first get involved in this kind of these kinds
Well,
of activities?
when I was young, I always was a youth, Buddhist youth. Since 1963, that was the first president of Vietnam that im, uh, that depressed the Buddhists. And I was so young, but I remember my family. We used to go protest, and I was the Buddhist youth already, and I was Buddhist youth all the way until I joined the Navy. And then from after I joined the Navy, I forgot everything about it until I come over here. When I had the chance, I want to start again. In order for me for the Vietnamese youth to come together, I'm talking about the Buddhism kid that had no place to go. I want them to have that feeling that I had when I was young, to be proud of Buddhists, and that's why I started that's why I help in Toronto. I also help in Edmonton. I help in Toronto, like I said to you before. I live in Sarnia. I have to drive 3 hours every weekend to Toronto to start that.
Oh, when you were living in Sarnia, you drove to Toronto.
Every 3 hours, every weekend I go there to start the Buddhist Youth Association there, and 3 hours every weekend I rode there and to do that. And then when I come out here, I had a chance I met some of some friend that had the youth association, Buddhist youth back home. And we formed one here, and then we started that. And from there, we're raising funds to have a place for us to practice, and then from there, rule to a temple.
Why was it so important for you to? Why was that important to you?
It's important because I know how lonely it is for me to come here. When I come here, I know how lonely it is, and I think the people behind me would appreciate that I have a temple where they can get together, so they can talk about their homeland, their home community, or whatever. We start something small, so old people, usually young people, that's what I have the youth association to the Buddhist youth to get them together. Instead, they let them go. They do something like misleading, like drugs or whatever. I would bring them together so they start something healthy, and then the older people have some place to get together to practice spiritual or something like that. So that's very important for me, because I know how I felt when I first came. So I want to start something.
So, do you talk about your experiences of war and resettlement with your children and the next generation? Do you tell them stories about what you lived through?
Yes, I do. Very, very well, because they still young, and I don't think they interest so much. My son is, and I try to get him involved with community work, which is, he's willing to do that, which is nice. He's do a lot of volunteer work with summertime whenever we have time. He worked with the Village Association for the community, which is I'm grateful for that. And my daughter, she's still young, and I don't think she into this yet. She asked me a few questions. She got some assignment to at school, which is I guide her to that, and that's basically about it. That for my next generation. I'm pretty sure my son he gonna work for our community when he grow up because he's so interested in it. Both of my kids, even they born here, they speak in fluent in Vietnamese, written, writing, and also use a lot of our, should I say it, a lot of word that I don't even think he able to use. And he can listen to a lot of jokes. He can make jokes, joke with meaningful, like in both language, in both meaning. He does that. So to me, I think he's very good. Even though like I'm very proud of that because I want him to speak Vietnamese and participate in that.
And what do you think that they can learn from your experience, from your personal experience, and from Canada's refugee program?
Well, like I said, they're quite young and they focus in this school right now. But I'm pretty sure in the future that they're gonna work in the community. So right now, my son shows some interest in my past, and like they seen me do all the good thing for like for others all the time, helping others all the time. So he liked that, and he want to do the same thing. He want to be a teacher, so he can do all that.
And what are your thoughts about Canada's refugee reaction to the refugee crisis?
I think Vietnamese, the first batch is reaction to the Vietnamese refugees come, and I think that it was very positive. Now the Vietnamese new batch come in, which is by airplane, which is sponsored over by their family. I think they are a little bit different. It's not, they don't have the same momentum that we have because we left because of freedom. We cannot live with that. But now with the younger generation come here by the sponsored by their family, come over, their momentum would come here to enjoy the economic life. It's not political life anymore like what we were.
And is there anything else that you want to add?
I would like to see a younger generation feel proud of our heritage. Be strong, and help Vietnamese, Canadian as a whole to be a strong community. Contribute to Canada in order to help our country back. In order to help our country. That's all I want to add.
Thank you. Can you show us some of the objects that you brought on your trip?
This is the flag that I took down from my ship. That when we took the flag down from in Philippines, and I kept it with me. That's for my ship here, and the Vietnamese, South Vietnamese flag. I hope some of the Vietnamese people recognize that flag. I have my paper. I have my papers. That through that I would in the forces, South Vietnamese force. I also have this here. It's a piece of paper that for me boarding, leaving the ship, boarding land, that issue for my captain. It was date. Oh, I can't see it no more. The date 74 anyway. This one here. I also have this is when I was civilian. I have those. I still kept those. And this is like neighborhood watch. I still have those. It was issued in 1971. I have some of the picture that I have is when I was in the Navy. And dog tags that I still have. My name tags I still have. And this very important. It's for the younger generation to know this belt buckle. The destroyer number 5. This ship was involved in the war with China involved with China war that we fought with China during the invasion of Chinese of the island of Hoàng Sa.
When was that?
In 1974.
In 1974.
They are still occupy our island. And this boat is destroyer number 5, which is very historical. That younger generation should know that we're not afraid of the Chinese. So be brave, fight with them.
So they invaded the Spratly Islands?
Yes.
Is it called Spratly Islands?
Vietnamese called Hoàng Sa.
Hoàng Sa.
I think the Spratly. Yeah.
And then our Navy sent ships to fight them back?
Yeah, we fought them back. And
you were on that ship?
I wasn't on that ship. But this ship here, I kept it because it's so momentum for me. It's so strong that I wanted to have it. So that's why I have it. And this is the shoe that I wore during the war. After the war, I come to Canada, and this is the shoe that all broken down.
Is that part of your Navy uniform?
That's part of my Navy uniform. And this is the working hat. Navy. I got some pants in here, and this is the working shirt. And I have the hat, Navy hat, and shirt that I have in the Navy. Yeah.
That's your Navy uniform.
That's my Navy uniform. I had a book that I brought with me when I was out sea, so I get something to read.
Because when you brought that book on board, you didn't know that you were leaving the country.
No, I didn't. So I brought a lot of books, but over the years, some people took it and never returned. And I have this. This is very important that I would love to everybody to see. It's the South Vietnamese map. If any younger generation see that, this is our map. That freedom democracy and freedom map. And I have this newspaper when I first come to London, Ontario, and it was in the paper, so I just kept it. This is the whole group that our people came over.
These were the
Together.
guys that you.
That we lived together.
Oh, you lived together with these guys.
Yeah.
And most of them were army and navy and
Yeah.
military people.
Military personnel, all military personnel.
And young, like
Young.
low ranking, like not.
Yeah,
officers.
just like me. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
like you guys.
Only one, the old guy here, he passed away already. He's the major. He's the major of the Air Force. All of us are just low rank personnel. I was the youngest, and everybody else is a little bit older than me. That's basically what I have a lot, and I hope some people, younger generation, seen something, and then maybe they're interested about Vietnam, South Vietnam for that matter.
Thank you very
See
much.
something, yeah.
Thank you very much for sharing your story and your experiences with us and your memories.
Yeah.
They were really a valuable contribution to this
Well,
project.
I sure hope so. I sure hope that I contribute to your cause, or for Canadian, or for the Vietnamese community as a whole, and we'll go. Hopefully, we have a brighter future in maybe 50 years from now.
Thank you.
Thanks.